So the final question along those lines is, just tell us a little bit about how you and your partners envision the future of Benchmark. So you guys have earned, a great reputation up to date. There's, a lot of investment dollars, a lot of marketing dollars going into the asset category. You guys have moved to San Francisco. You're a little bit quieter than most of the other firms. How do you think about maintaining your edge over the next 3, 5, so on years?
I think it starts with why we do it. Why does Benchmark exist? And the principal motivation that you'll see across the 6 of us that are actively investing is a real passion to do company building and being a partner with an entrepreneur through thick and thin. And the term we like to use is shoulder to shoulder, where there's a real depth of engagement, and we don't know how to create more time in the day for that. So the business model we have doesn't scale. And the core premise, I think, of the Benchmark model has always been optimized for the depth of the relationship with the specific companies we're working with. We describe it best as a guild of artisans practicing a craft than a company or a corporation pursuing scale. So what we've learned about Benchmark from the beginning till now is that we flourish at 6 partners. There's an equal benchmark compensation scheme, which is unique, I think, to us in the industry, which encourages a degree of teamwork that I think is palpably different in the feelings of the people we invest in. Giving you examples of that, it goes back to OpenTable, where a number of the VPs that Bill recruited into OpenTable were coming from other partners. And there's not an incentive in the firm to keep resources to yourself when the other partners are no different than you. It's all for one for all. I think that simplicity of saying we want to optimize around the depth of the relationships that we can build with entrepreneurs allows us to not complicate the business with things we don't really understand how to scale. If I took an example of PR, we don't have a PR part of Benchmark. We do know a bunch of great PR firms, and one of the things we like to do is be able to call them up and ask them to work with the companies. But we think the companies benefit from having that direct relationship where we're not an intermediary. Recruiting great VPs, there's a number of really talented recruiters in the Silicon Valley, and we pride ourselves on having a relationship with people like Paul DeVersa or Ali Benham at Riviera Partners to do VP engineering searches, and really being their trusted partners and helping them work with our companies. But the model is different and distinct, I guess, today, because if you go back to the beginning of Benchmark, it's like it is today. It's just that the industry has changed. And we don't know that that's good or bad. I think it's very coherent to me that there can be multiple models of success in the venture business. We have to play our game, and that game is, again, a guild of artisans as opposed to a corporation. And ultimately, we have to have an unbounded ambition and passion and motivation to do this job and understand where that comes from. It doesn't come from being about us, so we don't have a website. We have a web page. And we think it's best to reflect back to the companies we work with and onto ourselves. And I think a lot of what we do is consistent with the value system that starts with that basic premise of why we do it. And our partners all share that belief, and they have a variety of backgrounds, from former CEOs to people like me that have been doing this job for 10 plus years, to Bill, who was an analyst on Wall Street. And the mixture really creates the whole, which is what I think makes an interesting group to work with.